Indeed, quite some incisive questions being asked there on the state of health sector. Many thanks, Dr. Marcis Korir. Let's talk business now. We begin the business broadcast tonight with what could be the largest merger to go down in corporate Kenya. Commercial Bank of Africa is in talks with NIC Bank regarding a potential merger of the two financial institutions. The acquisition of NIC Bank by CBA is estimated to be in billions of shillings. In a statement seen by KTN Business, it indicates that the two listed banks are at the tail end of concluding the buyout. So far, they are waiting for relevant approvals from shareholders of the two entities and regulatory authorities. If the deal goes through, this will create one of the largest financial banks in the region. But that's not all. CBA is currently the 7th biggest bank in the country with a 6.05% market share according to the latest banking sector supervisory report. NIC on its part controls 4.62% combined. The two will actually have a market share of 10.67%, which places the new entity above Cooperative Bank 9.93% and below KCB Bank 14.414%. Of course, we'll be delving deeper into that story in the coming days. Moving on, the Ministry of Energy has launched the Kenya electrification strategy in a move set to improve electricity access in the country and unlock the economy's potential. Speaking during the unveiling of the strategy, Energy Cabinet Secretary Charles Keter noted that the strategy will span from 2018 to 2022, while the cost of universal access to electricity, both from public and private financing, is approximately 2.6 billion shillings, which targets to grow the number of households connected to the grid from the current 5 million customers. While the government is looking to spread the energy mix to encompass various power sources on the grid and off-grid solutions.
As of today, the access rate is about 75%, translating to about 6.9 million households connected to electricity. This is from 2013. The figures from 2013 was about 29%, about 2.1 million households. Therefore, within the last 5 years, we have doubled the figures. We've also moved in terms of the generation, putting in about over 1,000 megawatts.
Well, in a bid to expand her diplomatic interests in Kenya, the Chinese government is hosting a home life exhibition at KICC, seeking to showcase various areas of collaboration the two countries can explore. The platform will allow Chinese entrepreneurs to seek business opportunities in Kenya. Speaking during the exhibition, various top government representatives are keen on partnering with Kenya in the fields of agriculture, processing and manufacturing.
In November this year also, President Uhuru Kenyatta went to China again for the first ever import-export in Shanghai. The two head of states have held very successful talks on pragmatic cooperation in the area of our bilateral relations, such as infrastructure, investment, bilateral trade, and this points out the future direction of China-Kenya economic and trade cooperation. After this successful visit by His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, there are a lot of Chinese delegation coming to Kenya.
Well, time for our weekly segment. This week on Captains of Industry, we feature Toyota Kenya Managing Director Arvinda Real. He's the first Kenyan to head the global giant car manufacturing company. He'll be telling us what it is like to lead a multinational company, as well as an insider's look into the car market in the country. What could be fueling the growth and why the government's leasing deal is a major game changer. With a rapidly growing population coupled with a fast-growing middle class, Kenya has been one of the countries that has been on the front line when it comes to a fast-growing manufacturing industry. This week on the Captains of Industry, we host the Managing Director of Toyota Kenya, just to shed some light on what is fueling demand for cars in the East African market and how are they positioning themselves from a pricing point of view to tap into the middle class and the low income of the country. The glitz and glamour whenever you visit a car showroom is always alluring. At the Toyota Kenya showroom, a cocktail of new car models welcomes you. But beneath these sparkling brand new cars, we meet up with Arvinda Real, the managing director of Toyota Kenya. The company, which is domiciled in Japan, is a massive conglomerate controlling over 9% of the global car market.
I can definitely do the demo. Okay.
Before we start our interview, I challenge Arvinda to a ride. After doing our test ride to confirm if he can make a good driver, we get to the serious side of the business. He tells me Kenya's car market has grown in leaps and bounds.
In the years 2015, 2016 and 2017, we've seen a decline in the market where the market reduced by 30% and then another 23%. However, this year we're seeing an increase in the market, which is going up by 12% so far. We as Toyota Kenya have managed to increase market share by 5%.
Being one of the CEOs of a globally successful company, his secret to delivering results have been defined by mainly two things: customer is king and differential pricing.
We are a company that I would like to see us move from product-oriented to customer-oriented.
Arvinda believes Kenya is a gateway into East Africa and Nairobi is in pole position of becoming a regional powerhouse. Regional car sales have shot up majorly because of improved infrastructure and partly a chaotic public transport system, pushing most of the middle class to buying a car.
I think it is also going to have a regional effect. We're also looking at a lot of policies being harmonized within the East Africa region.
Arvinda, who is in his mid-40s, notes that running a car manufacturing company is not an easy affair. One has to be on toes, especially with research and new designs. This for him is what has set Toyota apart.
We have looked at a situation where we repositioned the pricing not only of the vehicles but also of the parts and services, making it more affordable.
The latest models that Toyota is aggressively banking on this year are Toyota Rush and the Land Cruiser 200 series.
Personally, I'd like to see us go back to where the automotive industry really belongs.
As we sample the new Land Cruiser model, it is clear that the car industry is at an all-time high when it comes to fuel-efficient cars to detailed interiors. Abi Agina, KT News, for Captains of Industry. Indeed, quite some powerful cars there. Let's take you now to, as we wrap up the business news this evening, Bank of Kigali Group PLC has become the first ever Rwandese firm to cross-list on the Nairobi Securities Exchange this past week. Well, they join Uganda's Umeme to become the second regional firm to do so. On the trading bell coming up on Friday, well, Malika Kazia will be speaking to the group's chairperson and CEO about the cross-listing and more. Here's a sneak preview.
We have so much to do in our own backyard to grow our banking business, our insurance business, our capital markets business, that we see a laser focus there as the national champion, as the largest bank with a 33% and growing market share.
We are working with many banks in the region. We need to, integrate more systems to facilitate our people sending money across border. It's already happening. We believe we are a strong East African company, and we want to offer investors in Kenya and across the world opportunities to invest in East Africa.
Well, of course, you don't want to miss that coming up on the Trading Bell tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. on KTN News, your authoritative news channel. Well, my name is Abegina. Do have yourself a lovely night and keep it locked for more news from across the world.